Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your comprehensive update on today's top news stories across the United States. We'll explore key developments in politics and government, social issues, the economy, international relations, and other notable events that are defining the national conversation. We'll delve into the active debates shaping national and local politics, from the Supreme Court's ongoing arguments on campaign finance laws to critical concerns about election integrity and potential foreign interference in upcoming votes. The Supreme Court is currently hearing detailed arguments on campaign finance laws, a pivotal decision that could significantly reshape how political campaigns are funded and profoundly impact future elections nationwide. Scrutiny continues over past presidential actions, including extensive discussions around the pardons issued during previous administrations, particularly those by former President Trump, which have raised important questions about executive authority and accountability. Concerns about potential foreign interference in elections remain a key topic among policymakers, with cybersecurity experts and federal agencies intensifying efforts to safeguard voting systems and protect the integrity of democratic processes. The Biden administration's policies are under constant review from Congress and the public, influencing vital sectors from large-scale infrastructure investments to social programs designed to support healthcare, education, and family welfare. Moving on to social issues, reproductive rights are at the forefront of debates, particularly the push for IVF coverage in military healthcare to ensure service members and veterans have access to fertility treatments. Criminal justice reform remains a critical area of focus, with ongoing debates surrounding sentencing guidelines, alternatives to incarceration, and expanded rehabilitation programs aimed at reducing recidivism rates. Gun control measures are a prominent discussion point in legislatures and town halls, as communities across the country seek practical solutions to curb rising violence while respecting Second Amendment rights. The pursuit of racial equality continues as a foundational national goal, guiding policy reforms, workplace diversity efforts, and public discourse to foster unity and address systemic inequalities. Rising crime rates in urban and rural areas alike are prompting a renewed emphasis on policing strategies, community policing initiatives, and public safety measures to restore trust and security. Now, let's turn our attention to the economy, where inflation continues to dominate headlines as a central concern for American households facing higher prices on groceries, fuel, and housing. Despite these inflationary pressures, the job market is showing resilience and growth, with thousands of new opportunities emerging in sectors like technology, healthcare, manufacturing, and renewable energy. Overall economic health is under close watch by analysts, who are scrutinizing consumer spending habits, corporate investments, stock market performance, and GDP figures for signs of stability. Policies tackling affordability challenges are a top priority for lawmakers, addressing surging housing costs, escalating everyday expenses, and providing relief through subsidies and tax incentives for families. Internationally, the U.S. is deeply engaged in global affairs, leading complex diplomatic negotiations, forging alliances, and responding to crises that affect security and prosperity worldwide. International conflicts and trade relations are key drivers of U.S. foreign policy, influencing supply chains, tariffs, export agreements, and economic partnerships with major trading nations. Tensions with countries like Venezuela are closely monitored, as political instability there affects regional stability in Latin America, migration patterns, and fluctuations in global energy markets. U.S. military deployments persist in strategic hotspots, where troops support allies through training exercises, humanitarian missions, and deterrence operations to uphold international security. Ongoing support for Ukraine stands as a cornerstone of U.S. international relations, involving billions in military aid, humanitarian packages, and diplomatic pressure on Russia at global forums. Finally, in other notable events, NASA has announced groundbreaking new discoveries from asteroid sample returns, revealing clues about the early solar system and potential resources for future missions. Activities on the International Space Station press on, with international astronauts performing crucial experiments in biology, physics, and technology that benefit life on Earth. The impact of natural disasters and extreme weather events like floods, hurricanes, and droughts is prompting nationwide discussions on climate resilience, emergency response, and infrastructure hardening. Discussions on education system changes and challenges are gaining traction as educators, parents, and leaders work to integrate technology, retain teachers, and enhance student outcomes. That wraps up our in-depth look at today's news highlights across the USA, covering politics, social matters, economy, world affairs, and scientific breakthroughs. Thank you for joining us for this comprehensive overview of the stories shaping our nation and the world. Stay informed, engaged, and we'll bring you more updates soon.